I'm Jessica Hutton, and it's Mind Shift Monday. Welcome to the Own Your Singleness podcast. Today is Monday, and on Mondays, we focus on shifting our mindsets concerning love, sex, dating, relationships, and life in general. Our goal is to challenge you to renew your mind so that you can change your behavior, create the life of your dreams, and prepare for true love. If you're ready, let's shift. The other night, I was reflecting on my relationship status. As you all know, I am a single woman and I'm 35 years old and I want to be married one day. But here lately, I've been thinking a lot about my desire for marriage. And I ain't going to sit here and lie and tell you it's been easy because lately, especially when fall started, it's been a real challenge for me. And one thing that occurred to me that I hadn't ever considered before is that since I'm not having any luck, if you will, and forgive me for saying that, since I'm not having any luck in the dating scene, it must mean that my Adam is still asleep. But you know what? You know how they teach you that if your mate hasn't come, Adam is still asleep? They always make it seem like he's the one that needs work. But what we forget to realize is Adam was asleep because God was working on Eve. Man, that'll preach, right? God was working on Eve. It wasn't like Eve was just like standing there waiting for him, like, dude, when you gonna wake up? But I just know that when I listen to different videos about this sort of thing, or when people bring up that subject, they always talk about Adam as though he was asleep and Eve was just there waiting in some weird stalkerish way, waiting for him to wake up. But no, she didn't exist. She was being developed. God was forming her, which is why Adam was asleep. So that made me realize, Jessica, perhaps for all your efforts going out there, trying to set up a Tinder profile, a Bumble profile, Christian Mingle, Match.com, eHarmony, all those things, and you're not getting any hits, perhaps it's not because Adam is asleep, but maybe, just maybe, you're still being formed. Because if Adam is asleep, you are being formed, because the two shall become one flesh, which means there's work to do. There's some perfecting, if you will, that's taking place inside you, taking place in your soul. There's some developing that's happening in your life. There's some living you have yet to do. There's a relationship with God that still needs to be cultivated. There is work to do. So if Adam is asleep, then Eve is still being formed. And so my encouragement is this, for myself and for you. If you find yourself out there, you've been doing all the practical things to connect with prospects. You've been making yourself look pretty. You've been going out, changing your routine. You've been doing all the things. You volunteer, you work, you attend conferences and workshops, not just Bible stuff, but you literally do conferences like for work. You go to places where you're likely to meet new people. You may have a profile online. You may download the dating apps, but if you're not getting any bites, perhaps it means Adam is asleep. And if Adam is asleep, guess what, Eve? You're being developed. And one of the things about owning your singleness is about owning every aspect of your life. Specifically, we talk about life satisfaction and well-being. And I get into that in detail in my book. But basically, it comes down to owning every domain of your life and becoming the best version of you, making sure that you're achieving your goals, spirit, soul, and body goals, doing a holistic evaluation of self, cultivating your mind, maturing spiritually, growing spiritually, becoming the best version of yourself. I don't know how else to put it. All the things that you want to do, that you should do, that you could do, that God has put on your heart to do, you're going for it. You're living your best life. You're being developed. You're being formed. And while you're being formed, Adam is still asleep. And so maybe it's time to shut down Tinder and Bumble and Match and eHarmony. Maybe it's time to leave those websites alone for a while. Maybe it's time to just focus on this season right now, own it, and recognize that at the appointed time, God is going to wake up Adam. And you know why? It's because he's going to present you to Adam. And when he does, you're going to be fully formed. You're going to be ready for that relationship. And Adam is going to discern you. And he's going to say with all joy, you are now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. I shall call you my wife, and it'll be a blessing to the Lord. So consider that on this Mind Shift Monday. Thank you for tuning in with me today on the Own Your Singleness podcast. My name is Jessica Ann Hutton. Whether this is your first time or if you're coming back for more, I encourage you to subscribe to the podcast so you can listen to some great content, have fun, laugh a little, learn, and just feel empowered to live and love well. It would also help if you left a review. I invite you to go wherever you're listening to this episode and leave us a comment and review the show. Tell me what you love about the episode, or better yet, tell me what you want to hear more about in the future. And then finally, if you'd like to receive daily inspiration, encouragement,